In this video, we're going to quickly install WordPress on a hosting account and then install Ai WebPress. So I'm starting on my hosting account. I use Hostinger for this. Every hosting account really has some variation of the auto installer, but I'll basically, on Hostinger, I'll click auto installer. I'm going to select WordPress and I'll enter my credentials. And that's pretty much it. So now I hit next. It's going to give me some settings options. I'm just going to use the default. I'll hit install, and this will go through right now and install WordPress for me. Okay, so that took a minute or two to install, and when it finished, it took me back to this screen. And at this point, I can click on WordPress admin, and that's going to automatically log me into the admin tool of my WordPress site, the WordPress dashboard. And at this point, I'll go to plugins, and there are a few plugins that Hostinger installs by default, and that's pretty much true of every hosting company. I'm going to leave these as is for now. I'm going to add a new plugin, and I'm going to select the upload option, and I'll just choose file and browse my hard drive for the plugin, and I'll click install now. I'll activate the plugin, and it was that simple. So now the plugin is installed. At this point, I'll enter the license key. It won't let me move forward using the plugin until I activate the license. So that's been sent to me in an email. I'm just going to copy and paste this in. And when I activate the license, it takes me to the Ai WebPress settings page, which is under Settings, Ai WebPress Settings. So a couple of things we can do here. If I want to be able to use Ai WebPress sequences on the front end, I can enable the front end layer. I can also choose if I want to be able to generate WordPress posts. I can activate that and tell it which types of posts I'd like to generate. From there, I can select any of the available node types. So we have OpenAI, Anthropic, Mistral, Google AI, Stability, 11 Labs, SiteRelic, Exa, Hydra, Google Places, Geocodio, Perplexity, and Play AI are all available. For this demo, I'm just going to go ahead and activate OpenAI. And at this point, I can paste in my API key, and I'll save it. Okay, so I've pasted in my key. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, and I'll say save API keys and settings. The options have been saved. And at that point, OpenAI shows as available. OpenAI API key has been saved. At any point, I can go back here and click Clear Saved OpenAI key, and that'll completely remove it from the system. I just check that box and save, and that removes my API key, which is saved as an encrypted key, but still you might not want to leave your OpenAI API key out there while you're not using the site. So good practice is when you finish up, come back here, clear your key, and just add it back again tomorrow when you're ready to use the site again. At this point, I'm going to leave it as is. I'll go to Ai WebPress. I'm going to add a new sequence, and we'll call this demo sequence. All sequences have a start and a stop. And you'll see that because we have added our OpenAI API key, all 4 content generation models are available. We have text-to-text, text-to-image, image-to-text, and text-to-speech. So I'm going to drag a text-to-text node onto the screen. I double-click it, and I can select my provider. Right now, we only have OpenAI, and again, this supports OpenAI, Anthropic, Mistral, Google, and any of those will appear as we add our API keys. At this point, we only have OpenAI. I'm going to choose GPT-4o Mini, and I'll just say write a couplet about dogs. I'll save that. I'll link everything up. I'll publish it. Now I can run my sequence. And so here's the start sequence. Here's my prompt, write a couplet about dogs. This is the OpenAI response. And here's the just the response output here. And here's my stop sequence. So it keeps a complete record of everything I do. I'm just going to go back and edit that sequence again, and let's make it dynamic. So instead of hard coding a prompt, write a couplet about dogs, let's add a human in the loop step, and we'll say, what would you like to do is the question. We'll make that a text area. And now I can right click on this and I can copy the response, which is whatever the user enters into that text area. And over here, instead of using write a couplet about dogs as a hard-coded prompt, I can just paste that response from the human in the loop, and whatever the human in the loop asks for, that'll be my prompt. To do that, I have to set process variables to yes, so that response 4 will be interpreted. It'll basically listen for it. So I'm going to do that. I'll hit update. Okay, what would you like to do? Let's have it write a sonnet about cats. So again, it does its thing. Here's my start sequence. Here's my human in the loop response. It passes that response as the prompt. And here's my sonnet about cats. These are very simple examples. You can do a lot more with it. And again, it supports all these content types, even just with the OpenAI API. It supports text to text, text to image, image to text, text to speech. If we add additional APIs, we can do research. It supports decision loops, so that we can actually use AI to check our content or to check our prompt before we run it. We can add some controls that will check for copyright infringements and things like that, using AI to determine whether that's the case. We have variables, we have functions, which we can call and loop through as many times as we want. And this is all built into it. We can also, because we activated the WordPress post option, we can create WordPress posts. So on a live site, we might install this and generate some WordPress content every day. Let's just quickly do that. We'll go in and add a create WordPress post option. I'll link that in after our OpenAI prompt. We can, I'll just leave the post status at draft for now. For the post title, let's just use the user request as our post title. Post type is, we'll just say post, so it's like a blog post. And the post content is our response from the OpenAI. So basically, whatever we ask for, it's going to generate it and then create a blog post for us using that content. Again, I'll set process variables to yes. I'll hit save. I'll update. I'll just say write a blog post about tire wear in electric cars. And this would be better if we were doing. We can also add a research step up front, so it could go out and actually research this topic and then write the post about it using the found information. This is kind of off the cuff, but we're using OpenAI to write this blog post for us. So here's the post that it wrote, and then this is a link to edit the post that it created. And this is basically a complete WordPress post, and at this point I can add it. I should have asked it not to use markup language. That's what this is, but I can go through and format that myself. But just an example of how quickly you can generate WordPress content. I could have actually had it loop through and generate multiple posts if I wanted to. I can preview that, and this is what that post will look like on the front end. So again, just a quick walkthrough of how to install WordPress on a hosting account, and then install Ai WebPress and activate it, set up your API keys, and write a very simple AI automation.